السلام عليكم. شكرا جميعا لحضوركم اليوم. عندنا ورشة من المتميز والمبدع دائما نصر الرحبي. طبعا هذه الورشة راح تكون أهلا وسهلا نصر. طبعا راح تكون باللغة الإنجليزية بس لازم الترحيب بالعربي نخليها.
أكيد.
طبعا the workshop today will be about Build Dart CLI tool. نصر الرحبي طبعا من أهل البيت، ما نقدر نقول مرحبا فيك، أنت معانا يعني موجود. فأعطيك أهلا وسهلا، أعطيك المايك الحين وبالتوفيق إن شاء الله ونلقاك بعدين.
إن شاء الله. ننتظر شوية وقت أكثر لين الكل يدخل.
نقدر نبدأ الحين.
السلام عليكم جميعا. في البداية راح أعرفك عن نفسي بالعربي وبإذن الله تعالى راح نبدأ الورشة بعدها. في البداية أنا نصر الرحبي من سلطنة عمان، مطور فلتر، وبإذن الله تعالى راح أعلمكم كيف راح نبني التول CLI تول بالدارت. الورشة راح تكون بالكامل باللغة الإنجليزية، ونعرف إن اللغة الإنجليزية ما لغتي الأم، بس راح يعني I pushed myself علشان أقدم باللغة الإنجليزية، فإن شاء الله إن راح أفهمكم وتفهموني بإذن الله إن شاء الله. فممكن إحنا نبدأ ونعرف عن الدارت وغيرها. فبسم الله نبدأ. First, we will introduce the Dart CLI. What we are mean about Dart CLI tool. So, what's a CLI tool first? First, CLI tool, a command line interface tool, is a type of software that allows users to interact with a computer program or operating system by typing commands into a text-based interface. What does that mean? That means the CLI tool, we can say like an application in your mobile, but didn't have a graphical interface. You have only to write. We can say we are writing a command, then we will get the output in the console or in the terminal. So the CLI tool didn't have the graphical interface, didn't have the buttons, didn't have inputs or something like that. So here we have two types of Dart. We have Dart CLI and Dart GUI. So what we are mean about Dart CLI? Like I said, the Dart CLI, it's a command line interface, doesn't have so it doesn't require a specific lib or library to use it. For example, we didn't have a library. We have to import a library to use the Dart CLI because we can use we can say the Dart itself without any extend library or something. And we have command line based on only text input and outputs. We write a text in the terminal and we will get the output. We didn't have a buttons or something like that. And also suitable for scripting and automation and server side. If you are working on scripting or something like automation or a server side, a backend, we can say the Dart CLI it's the best choice for this job. And also it's faster to start up and execute since it doesn't require a render or graphical interface. That means we don't have something like we didn't have, for example, a graphical library to load it in the tool or something. It's directly we will run the Dart code and will be faster than the Flutter, for example. Because of the Flutter, we have to import the library first, and then we can say compare the Flutter library to the graphical interface or something like that. So the second part, the Dart GUI. And the Dart GUI is a graphical user interface, and it's required a Flutter library to use it. For example, we have to build an application or Windows program or we can say website. We have to import Flutter library so we can build an application with GUI interface. So Dart GUI, that means we have to import, we can say, external library so we can use buttons, inputs, we can import image also, or video, whatever you can, or you can import whatever you want to show the user in your project. So we have graphical user interface with windows, buttons, and other elements. And I deal with the applications application that require user interface, interaction and visual representation, such as a desktop apps or mobile apps, like I said before. And more complex design, because we have to make sure we have a size of the screens. We have to learn about the UX and the UI. This it's a big deal to learn all of this. But in the Dart CLI, we didn't or we don't have to learn the UI or the UX or whatever, including in the graphical interface. So how we can start today? We can start only we have to install the Dart library from the dart.div, and we will move to dart.div in the next slide, or the next step. So the last slide, what we will learn today. We will learn about we will write first code in the Dart CLI. So we will create a new project in Dart CLI, and we will take a first look on it. And also we will using the commands and the flags, and we will learn about it. What we are meaning about commands and flags. So also we have tried to use the inputs. So we will add a new inputs, and we will get a text from the user, and we will show it in the output. And also we will build a login interface using the CLI. We will ask the user to enter or to write his username and his password, and we will check if he is logging correctly or not. And if he is login correctly, we will save his login details in our computer, or in his computer, if we can say like that. And also we will check from the user if he is already logged in or not. And the last part, we have to build a method to log out the user and delete all the files from his computer. So let's get started. First, let's move to the dart.div, the official website from Dart. Actually, I didn't talk about Dart and Flutter, because I know all of you learn about Dart and Flutter before, so I think we don't have to go through this part. Anyways, we have to install Dart, and if you have a Flutter already, you have Flutter, you didn't need to install Dart again, because you already have Dart. And to make sure, we can use the terminal and check from the Dart version. If we get this list, that means we have the Dart library, so we can start on it. So first of things, we have to create a new project in the Dart. If we go through Dart CLI here from the documentation, and let's try to CLI. All right. Command server apps. It's a lot of information. We didn't go through this part because there is a lot of information, but I write all, or I build in file. We have in this file all the comments, or the important comments in this file. So the importing comment here, we want to create a new CLI tool. So we have we have Dart create and -t console hi CLI. That means we will create a new CLI tool with a template, a default template, because that's why we are use -t. And we will select the type of the project. We want the console project, and then we'll select, or we will write the project name. So let's get started. We'll copy this part. Then we will go to the Dart CLI. First, let me go to desktop. CD desktop. Then make direction for me, call it, for example, CR. Then CTCR. Here we will write our comment. It's bigger. Now we have a Dart create T console high CLI. This is our tool name, high CLI. And let's click enter. We will generate for us a project. Like we say, the project created successfully. So now we can go through the folder CT high CLI, and we can open it from our IDE. Let me open it from my IDE in desktop, then CLI. And here we are. So that's it. This is our CLI tool. We have a template on it. We have a bin, a folder. This is, we can call it a mother, or the mother for the mother file in this tool. First, let's enable the Dart. So now we have, this is a simple Dart CLI by default from Dart itself. If we run it, we will print for us hi, hello world, hello world with the number. So let me explain first this part. First of things, we have a void main. The void main, this is the, we can say, the important method in the Dart. Anything we put it inside the main, we will show it in the Dart CLI. So all our CLI will be here. Let me clean it. Or let me go through the high CLI. Here we have in the library a file called high CLI. Inside this file, high CLI, we have the all methods, what we want to use it in our CLI. For example, here we have calculate 6 multiplied 7. And we call it here in the main file or the mother file, and we can use it. For example, print hello world, like we say, or like we seen before. Let's run it. Hello world 42. So we want to remove all of this, and we want a real CLI. The real CLI we can use using the terminal. For example, we want write Dart. We will show all the tools or all the commands in our CLI tool. But now we didn't have any commands in our CLI. It's empty. We want, when we write here hi CLI, we will show us all these commands, for example. So first of things, let's go through the second command. Dart global activate source path. This command will give us will activate our CLI in our PC or on our laptop, whatever. So we can use, after activated, we can use the CLI tool from anywhere in our PC, and we will do the tool job. If we add, or if we write this command and click enter, okay, global, because first we have to write Dart bub global, yes, enter. But if we write hi CLI will not execute it, because that show us command not found. Why? Because we didn't give the tool we didn't give the tool name. We have to give it a name. So we have to go to pub spec here. Then we will add a new command or a new parameter here, executable, and we'll write it here anywhere in the pub spec file. And we can give our tool a name. For example, here hi CLI, or we can give it any name, DDM, for example. and click pub get. Then let's activate it again. Dart pub global activate dash dash source path dot slash. Enter. Now let's try to write D. No, not Dart, D. Still not okay. Pub get. Now let's try to Dart pub get. Now it should be work. D. Okay. Let's give it, for example, a longer name. CLI. And let's try again to activate it. Okay. CLI. Still not found. Let's warning but install it. Okay. That's mean we have path and only dot. Let's try again. Hi CLI, still it's working. Okay, let's copy the old path. Copy path. Then we will add here the path. Pub install execute. Okay, it's not in your path. You can fix by adding. Okay, this is something in my laptop. Just a second. Okay, let's try again. CLI. You can fix this adding to your shell config file. Okay. We are on the page. We have to change from the page to this something related to Mac users. So Windows users in the safe side. Just give me a second to fix this problem. To something called, or just a second. And that's why I don't like to work with Mac sometimes. All right. We have to go to the hidden files and we have to add the Dart path. Now we have, all right, okay. Let's try again. CLI. We have the same issue, but let's try to close the IDE. Okay, now the IDE is stuck. Let's try to write here. Hi CLI. Okay, it's working fine here. Building package executable, built high CLI and execute high CLI. But we didn't have a print or something. It's working fine, but we didn't add any function or method on it. So let's try to run it from the terminal itself, not from the IDE, because I think there is some problems with the IDE. Anyways, let's complete. And sorry for wasting your time, guys. Anyways, now let's complete. Please give us. All right, let me close it because it's stuck. Okay. This is our project, CLI. Let's try it again here. Okay, now it's working fine. CLI, but will give us nothing because it's empty. All right, now let's try to add something new. For example, print. We have here, we have inside the main method, we have arguments. What's the method from the arguments? Any data we send it with the command line, we can use it using the argument. For example, print here, and then we will use argument. Now let's try to run it again, but we have to add it Dart pub global activate again. Then we'll write hi CLI. For example, it's empty now here and with empty list because it's a list of strings. For example, let me send hi CLI with hello. And if we can see here with hello. So using the arguments, we can using, for example, hi CLI login, then we will call the login method. Hi CLI logout, then we will call the logout method. Depends on the arguments, what the user send with the CLI. For example, let me say, for example, I want the user to to write his name, then we will print hello Muhammad, Nasr, whatever the user writes. So let's write final name equal std out dot read line sync. There's some errors. Okay, we have to import Dart IO, but I think we can't use it here. So let's write this command in the library, hi CLI. Then inside, for example, we will use a new method inside the library. Like I said, in the bin, we have the mother file, and inside the library, all methods we want to use inside our mother file or father file, whatever. For example, let's call it user. Then we'll ask the user to enter his name. Final name equal stdu out dot read line. Okay, let's what we can use here. Std out, write all, write ln. Okay, let's use write ln. Enter your name. Okay, enter your name with here, and also we, for example, his egg, final egg, write your egg, then print your name is blah blah and your age is blah blah. We have error here because can't be used. The type void, okay. Here we need to use enter your name, final name, input equal, then name dot justify. No. We have to have function read line sync, but I don't know, it didn't shown here. Not a problem at all. Let's ask Copilot. What Copilot think? So let's try to go fix, and let's see what Copilot say. All right, name is the okay. Oh, okay. After yes, read line sync, but I don't know, it's not working with me. Oh, I think before we used S with small or something. I don't know, whatever. It's working now. So yeah, now we have the name. We don't have to use write ln because we have now it's the read the sync. So let's write print, enter your name directly. Then for the age, directly also with print, enter your age. Then we will print it here. So we have our method. Now we have to use it inside the further file. So let's go to bin hi CLI. Then we have to call it. We have here hi CLI. So let's write hi dot user. Then let's activate our tool again. Let me change this to be bigger. Now we will activate it again. Hi CLI, then enter. It's asking me enter your name. My name is Nasr. Your age 22. Enter, and like we can see, your name is Nasr and your age is 22 years old. So that's lets me for example, I want to use the arguments. If the argument is a new, for example, will ask us to enter our name. But if the argument is equal, for example, logout, will ask or will print for us bye-bye or something like that. Let's try it. If the arguments dot contain, for example, contain new, call this method hi dot CLI user. Else, if the argument equal arguments dot contain logout out, print for us, for example, print, or let's build another method called logout. Else, print invalid command. All right, the Copilot is working good. Invalid command using CLI new or something, for example, new or logout. All right, let's build another method called logout. Logout, then we'll print, for example, you have been logged out. Let's give him a one emoji. And now let's activate our CLI again. Dart Pub Global. If anyone have some questions, I will be happy to answer it. So I will be in the chatting also. So let's complete. Here inside the logout, let's call hi CLI.logout, and let's activate our tool again. Now hi CLI with enter without any new or logout. Invalid command using hi CLI new or hi CLI out logout. So for example, now hi CLI with, for example, login also will give us invalid command. Let's, for example, write hi CLI with new. All right, it's give us the user method. So enter your name, Nasr, your age 22, and your name is Nasr, and your age 22 years old. Now, hi CLI with log out. Enter. You have been logged out, and with emoji bye bye. So it's difficult to write arguments that contains new arguments that contain logouts, and writing the inputs or the inputs code. This the inputs code. It's something called we can say it's not a professional way to use this a simple way. So we have to use something called args, a package called args. If there is someone working with Flutter before, we will know about the packages. So we have to add a package called args. This package from Dart itself, and will help us to use the arguments in professional way. So let's write in our command, or sorry, in our terminal, Dart bub add args. Now, directly we can use the arguments by adding the args library. Let's remove all of this. This is we can call it the manual way, but we don't need the manual way. We want the professional way. So now let's add a new final or new variable called runner, or anything you want, equal command runner. Command. This command runner will be executable for you after you adding the arguments package. So first you have to add the arguments. You have to add the args or rgs package. Here we have rgs package. So let's remove this because you didn't use it. We will not use it anymore. Then here we have two parameters. Will ask us for the name of this tool, hi CLI, and the description for this tool. For example, this is simple like the copilot said, CLI tool, not app. All right. Now we have to add a comments in our CLI. Let's try to add. We will write double dot, and we have something called commands or add commands here. In this add commands, like what we are do before, if args dot contain, for example, login, do blah 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 for me. But here, no, this is a professional way. We have to add double dot, then add command, and here we will write our command class. But here but until now we didn't have the command class, so we have to go to the library and hi CLI. By the way, we can add any file, another file. For example, let's try to add a new Dart file here in the library and call it, for example, auth, to add the login, logout, and what we are said to do it. Now we have the auth file, but it's empty. So now let's try to add a new class, call it, for example, auth, but extends to command. here we have the command. If we can see here, the Dart import the args package again, because this class called command from the args package, and we have a lot on it. We didn't want to go through it. Anyways, we have something required in this command class. Let's see it. For example, the name, description. Let's click here. Created two missing overrides. It's the description and the name. First, what's the name? The name, for example, is auth. The description, for example, let's say, okay, log into the system. Good job, Copilot. And also we have at override run, and inside anything inside the run will be executable in the in this class. For example, let's write run, and we will understand more after use it. All right. For example, here we have the auth and we have the run. For example, let's say here print hello in the auth command. And now let's go through the hi CLI, the Flutter file inside bin, and adding the new command. What the new command is auth. All right. Now, if we run it, we will not run for us, or didn't work for us, because we didn't use or we didn't call this command run it. We have to call it. So to call it, we have to use run.run again, and send the argument inside the run method. Now it will be working for us, inshallah. So let's activate it again. Dart pub global activate, and write hi CLI. Will give us error because we didn't call any commands, but will give us a help or a hint. To using hi CLI, you have to write available comments. We have auth and login, auth with the description, login to the system. So hi run hi CLI with the comments. We are writing the wrong description. We have to say hi underscore CLI, but doesn't matter. Here we have the available commands. We have auth and the description login to the system. So let's try to use this command, hi CLI auth. Now hello in the auth command. All right. Now I want, if we write hi CLI auth with login arguments or login flag, we'll call the login method. So we will learn something new inside the command called flags. The flags, it's like another option inside the command. For example, we call the auth command, but inside the auth command, another options. So we want to call a different options inside the auth command. In this situation, we have to add a flags. So let's call auth again, auth class. Then we'll click, we write arg dot flag, add flag. Then what we want to call this flag, for example, login, and we have to add description on it. So thank you, Copilot, help login to the system. For example, also we have to add flag, log out, the description, okay, log out from the system, and we want to add, for example, check user to check if the user already logged in or not. Add flags, or flag, check the help is check the user, yes, logged in. All right, now let's try to say if the args result to we can get the flags, we can use arg results, and the arg result is a list of a list of flags. So by using the arg result, we can know what's the user enter or what the user want to use. For example, we have a login. It's we can, how I can say it, it's optional way to send the flags. So we have to add the question mark. If the login equal true, if we put here this mark, that's mean the user always he want to use login, but this is wrong. We don't know what the user wants. So let's enter the question mark. If he enter the question mark, and it's equal enter, call the login method. Now we don't have the login method. Else if the arguments equal logout, call the logout method, but we don't have the logout method. Else if again the argument called check, let's check from the user, else invalid flag. But now we don't have the logout method and we don't have the check method, so let's try it or add it. Now we have to close the run and we will back to the run after we write the login method and log out and check user. So let's think about the login method. What we want inside the login method. But first let's write what we can, so spam or dummy database. For example, we have dummy database. Inside that database, we have a list of users. So let's call it users or DB, for example, db.json to add all users inside it. Then we will check if the user authentication is correct or not. List of users, for example, inside this list, we have a user one, username, admin, okay, password admin, okay, and okay. That's why the copilot is my best friend. Okay, give us another user. All right, here we have 5 users, I think, the admin and user 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we want to ask the user to enter his username and his password, and we will check if the username and password is correct or not. So let's create a login method. Login. Then we have to add a new parameter. Oh, sorry, a new variable called file to call the database file equal capital file, and we will import the .io. Then we will enter the path of this database, but our database inside the project, so we don't have the long path. Only we have to call the file name db.json. To make sure, let's print the data. Enter file dot exist or not, will give us the file is exist or not. So now inside the run, if the user called a login flag, start the login method. Now let's activate our tool again, Dart pub global activate, and hi CLI auth with login flag. All right, it's give us a true. So that means the database is exist. We can use the database. I don't know if the line is all right. Now I think it's clear. All right, print await file exists, and we can see here is type of this method is boolean, so give us a true. That means the db file is exist. We can use it. So now we want to read the files from the db.json. So we can call or add a new variable called users, for example, and like what Copilot said. So await file dot read as a string, where as a string or async. All right, no, without sync. We can use it as a future. Okay, now list user. We have to add a list user because we have a lot of users here. If we go to print users and activate our CLI again, Dart pub global and CLI auth login. And that's it. We can see here our list of users, user 1, admin, and 3 and 4. So now we want check, or we want to ask the user to enter his username and password. But first, let's save this list inside a Dart list, because when we call a read as a string, will give us all the data as a string, not as a map or as a JSON. So first we have to convert this string to a JSON or a map. So let's add add a new variable called users list. Then we have to use a JSON decode method to convert the text to the JSON data. JSON dot decode, and if we can see here the JSON dot decode accepts only string source. So we have put only strings inside it, and here we have a string. So let's put our string here. And by the way, we're using JSON.decode by Dart convert library. It's inside Dart already. We don't have to add a new package or something. Now we have a list of users. So now we want to ask the user to enter his username and password, but I don't like actually the normal way or the general way, std out.write. So I have a one package. I built a package for this job. I built something called Dart widgets. I call it Dart widgets, like Flutter widgets. We have in the Dart widgets inputs, text field, and the other widgets. So I built something like the Flutter widgets. I call it Dart widget, and using the Dart widgets, we can use a text field like in Flutter. This one, a Dart widgets developed by Nasr Al-Rahbi. So we have 3 types of text field. We have password field, we have one-line field, and we have multi-line field. And also we have a circle loading to add a loading circle in the future method. And we will know how we can use it right now. So let's add this package in our project. Dart pub add Dart widget. Now we want to ask the user to enter his username. Final final, sorry, final, not file, final user name equal text build. Now we have a new method called text build from the Dart package, like we can see here. What's inside the text field? We have the prompt. Inside the prompt, we have to add enter your username or whatever we want, and also we have a hint if we want to add the user hint. For example, use admin. Let's call it, for example, admin. And we have also validation, validator. If the username is empty, for example, give us for example, error. Please enter your username cannot be empty or something. So let's see validator and give it a name value. Then if value dot is empty, throw return throw something. I call it throw text field. Actually, I don't remember what I call it. The error method. Validation error. All right. So let's return the validation error, and without return validation error, the username is required, else return for me a true, or sorry, false, because there is no errors. Okay, let's keep it null. Right, false. All right, return. Okay. Here we have two false and here true. Now let's run it, and then we will add the password field, so we can check from the text field if it's working correctly or not. For example, not empty. For example, if the username less than, for example, 5 or 3, value.length. And now in the hint, we give him the username. We don't have to add hint. Or we can give him hint, something like dummy username or something. But here we don't have to use hint because it's like we help him to hack our system. Anyways, this is something it's not important. Let's activate our CLI again. Now, hi, CLI and auth and login or something. Login, like that. So we'll execute the, okay, package execute, but didn't call the login method. Login. I think we don't add the login. No, it's here. Okay. Print user list. Okay, I forgot something. Dot. We have to, after we add the text field, we have to select the type of the text field. We want it as a password or a one line or multi-line. Now we want a one line because the username is a one line. Then let's print the username. Print user name, and let's activate it again. Okay, hi CLI auth with login. All right, enter your username. For example, let's keep it empty. Will ask us, please, okay, please throw the validation No, here we have to use return. No, not return, throw. Okay, ask us to throw the validation error. So let's activate it again and check. No, sorry. Let's activate Dart global activate. Now let's run it again. Hi CLI auth login and enter and give us the error. Username is required. Enter again. Username is required. But let's try to add username admin. Okay, print for us the admin username because we adding here a print username. Anyways, now we have to add a password field. So final password, no, it's not final password equal text field with prompt. Enter your password. No, we don't have this password. We want to use password method. Okay. And without validation. Now let's check print. Your username is password. Okay, that's correct. Now let's activate it again to make sure all the text fields working fine. Dart hi CLI auth login. Enter your username, admin. The password is, enter your password, blah 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 blah. Enter, and that's it. Your username is admin and password is blah 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 blah. So now we have to pass this password and username to the user list and check if it's exists or not. But let's add a new variable called user is exist. If the user exists, we'll change this boolean to true, or not, we'll keep it like it is as a false. So is user exist is false by default. Now we have to call the user list dot for each to search inside this list element. No, we have to add another bracket, circle bracket here, and circle bracket here. Okay, if the elements, okay, the copilot give us the code, and let's explain it. If the element user equal our username and the element password is equal our password, change the user is exist to true. Else, or we don't have to add else because it's a false by default. So if we go through the db JSON again, we have a username password. So what will our tool do? When we are enter the username and password, we will check if the username and password equals admin, for example. That means the user is exist and will give us a true. For example, we enter admin, but the password is user. That's it will be wrong. So we'll give us or we'll keep it as a false users exist. Let's try it. Here, let's say if the user is exist, print welcome username with emoji, for example, to keep it cute. Else print user, or sorry, the login is filled with sad emoji. We can, for example, or let's see, I will explain it after we try this method. So now let's try to run our tool again, but we have to activate it again. Now let's try hi CLI auth login, and we have to write, for example, username is user with password 12345. Sorry, login failed. Okay, hi auth again. Username, for example, admin. The password is admin. Welcome, admin. For example, we want, if the username is wrong or the username and password is wrong, we will ask the user to enter his details again. So we have to call login method again here. If the login details is wrong, call the login method again to ask the user to enter his username and password again. So let's to activate our tool again and run hi CLI auth login, and the username is blah blah, the password is blah blah. Okay, sorry, login failed, and ask us to enter the username again. Now admin or user, sorry, user, the password is user. Welcome, user. All right, now we want, if the user is logged in successfully, we want to save his details inside his computer or his device, because we don't want to the user login again and again and again. We want to save his username and password, and if you want to use the tool again, the tool will know if he is logged in or not. How we can use this? Actually, this way used by Google also inside the Firebase CLI or Flutter. After you logged in, they will save your details inside hidden file, and that hidden file have a token, that special token for you. So that's why the tool don't ask you to log in again and again and again. So let's try this way. Let's close login method and adding, for example, current or check method, and first let's save his details inside the PC. Then we have to check. So if he logged in correctly, we have to save the user file inside the user path, and we have to keep it hidden to make it secure. But first, let me add something called a home direction, or sorry, director, to call the user director or the user folder. So let's call final home equal something called platform and environment and called home. I think it's in Windows called home, but in the Mac OS called user profile. So in this situation, we have to add called platform environment with double question mark. That's mean if you found the home, it's okay. But if you don't found the home folder, go through user profile to get the path of the user folder. And I will give you some example about it. Platform dot environment square bracket user profile with that's it, home. And now let's, for example, when we call a logout, we will print for us the path of the platform. So in this situation, let's print a home, and click save, and let's activate our Dart pub hi CLI. Now hi CLI, but we call the log out flag. Log out. And this is our path, users/Nasr. This is my user path to my user folder. So that's it. Now we have the main path for our device. So now we have to save our user file inside the user folder. How we can do that? Let's, for example, build a new method, call it, for example, save user. And we call a file final user file equal file. And now we have to put to the right the path of this file. So we want the user, the path of the user folder by calling the variable home. Why I put the home variable here? Because we want to use it multiple times to make it global inside this class. So now I'm writing this code only one time, and then I can use it anyway or inside any method inside this class. We don't have to write home here, then inside the check we have to write home again. Let's keep it here inside the class host, and will be global for all methods inside this class. So now we can call home directly. Then okay, users/Nasr. So let's put slash again. Then dot my user or whatever. For example, hi user. Okay, thank you, Copilot. Why we put dot? When we put dot hi user, the file will be hidden. We will be hidden from the other users. They or from you actually. You can't see the hi user file. It will be hidden, but there is some way to make it visible. So we will try it, and I will show you what will be inside this hi user. All right, now we create a hi user or the hidden file called hi user, but now we want to write the username and password inside it. And okay, like Copilot said, login time. So user file dot write write as a string async. Now let's write username. Inside the username, we want to send parameters here. Let's say required string required string username, then required string password, and the date and time, it doesn't matter because we can get it directly. All right, username, then the password is password, the login time is date time dot now to string, or no, let's keep it dot to ISO format. Now the code give us an error because here we select write as a string sync, but this is not a string, this is a map, so we have to convert it to a string. But there is some easy way to fix this issue by click dot then to string, and we'll convert the map to a string directly. All right, now for example, we want to check if the file exists or not. If user exists, print for us user saved successfully, or not, user not saved. Now our method is ready, save user is ready. Let's close it. By the way, I will share with you all the codes after the session. Run. Okay, we have run login. Let's go inside the login. After the user is logged in, we will call save user. And the save user asked us for the username and password. So we have here a username and password, but shown an error. Okay, it's because it's optional, or we have null safety issue here. But we'll fix this by adding also a double question mark, and if the username is empty, keep it, for example, null. But it will be not empty for sure. No. Okay. Now let's click save and let's activate this tool again and login. Will ask us for the username. Add the username is admin. The password is also admin. All right, welcome admin. User saved successfully. That sounds good. So let's go to our folder here. Let's hide these files first. All right, I forget how to hide the hidden files again. I think, all right. No. Let me check from Mr. Google. How to show the hidden files in Mac? Yes. Okay. Press Shift and okay. I tried this. Command Shift and Command Shift and all right. Now all the hidden files is hidden, but we have something to work around to show the hidden files. So like we see here inside Mac, we in Mac OS we can use Command Shift and dot to show the hidden files. But actually in Windows I'm not sure. Let's click Shift and Command and dot, and it will show us all the hidden files. Let's search about our file. There it is. Hi user. Let's open it inside text edit. And we have username admin, password admin, and the login time. So yeah, it's working fine. Okay, now we want to check if the user is already logged in. We'll show him his details. He don't need to enter his details again. We want the tool check from his details and print it. So let's go again to the check method and make a new final or new variable called user file. User variable, okay. Thank you, chat. Sorry, thank you, Copilot. File, okay. We called hi user again. If the user file exists, that means the user is logged in. Else, no, the user is not logged in. But we want to read this details. So let's write final user equal, okay, read as a string, yes. Now we want to convert it to JSON. So map user map JSON, okay. Using JSON decode, like I said, we convert that string to a map. Now print username or welcome again with the username. Let's keep it. Let's enter here one emoji to keep it cute. We don't have to enter user is logged in because we already have the print. Now let's try to call check method. In the professional way, we have to call or we have to connect with the real database from the server. So we have, for example, we have a loading to get the details from the database. So now it looks faster because we have a local database. But for example, we have online database. For example, will take 2 seconds, 3 seconds to check from the real database in the server. Anyways, I will keep some delay in the login method to keep it like the real way. Okay, the check method will be inside the check. No, it's not here. It's here inside the check. And let's activate our tool again. Now, hi CLI auth. No, not login. We want check. And click enter. All right, something error. The format, username, admin, password. Okay, the JSON decode cannot convert that string to a map. Okay, in this situation, let's try to enter all details without convert it to map for now. Let's say print for me all the user information. I don't need the all username, all the information. Then we will fix this problem if we have, or the issue if we have the time, because we have only about 20 minutes. All right, let's activate it again. Now let's click or select hi auth check. And welcome again, username, admin, password, admin, login time, and with the sweetie emoji. All right. Now we want, if the user enter the login method, we'll check if he is already logged in or not. For example, let's convert this check, check method to Boolean. And we have to return true or false. True if he is logged in, else will return false. Now inside the login method, we have to call check first and call it, for example, final user ex, for example, and we have to check. Let's take all this, and if the user exists, we'll give him print user already logged in, for example. Else, no, give him the way to log in again. So let's add our code here. If the user exists is true, print user is already logged in, but or else give him the way to enter his username and password and save it if it's correct. So that's it. Let's try to run it, to run the tool again and try to log in. Dart PUBG Global to activate the tools again and run hi CLI auth login. All right, welcome again, and print for us user is already logged in. Okay, but I want to enter, for example, I want to enter another username. I don't want to enter as admin. I want logged in as a user. So in this way, we have to build a logout method. Let's write a logout. And in this logout method, it's simple. We have to delete that file, the hi user file. We have to delete it. Then that means the user is logged out. Final user file, and like Copilot said, file. And let me delete this with this code to explain it. Now we call the user file, but here in the user save user, we use user.write as a string to write inside this file. But now we have this file, but we want to delete it. So in this situation, we have to call user file dot delete, user file dot delete. All right, now the code will delete, or sorry, the method will delete the file. Then we can check if it's deleted or not by using user file dot exist. If it exists, the user is not logged out. For example, please out, please try again, or try again without respect. And else user logged out successfully with bye bye. All right, let's try to log out, but first let's add the logout method inside the run method. Log out. Now we'll activate the tool again. Then we have to run CLI auth log out. Now user logged out successfully with bye bye emoji. Now let's to check again from the user. Hi auth, check. User is not logged in. The check method is don't working with us because we logged out. We are logged out. So the user is not logged in. So we have to log in again. CLI auth login, username user, password user. Welcome user, and user saved successfully. And if we back to our file here, where is hi? This is hi user. Open with text editor, and like we say, we see like we see here, username is user, password is user, login time with the date. All right. Now we want to we can say simulate the real way. We want to add a delay inside login method. For example, let's say we have to add a delay after the user logged in, or after the user enter his password and username and password. Give him some delay, future dot delay, direct creation, or let's let's keep it empty, but no copilot. For example, 5 seconds, and give him await until this 5 seconds end. Now we will add loading here. Final. This loading circle inside my package. Where's that? Here it is, circle loading. So we have to add final circle or whatever we can call it. Then we have circle loading. For example, let's copy it. Okay. Okay, our code here, final. Okay. Circle loading, please wait. For example, that we have two methods, loading text and undone text. For example, please wait, login in processing, for example, without the dot, because we have dot. Okay, thank you for waiting, for example, or login successfully. Okay. Now we have to call the circle again, and we call method called start. And after the future or the delay end, we call the circle again and using the stop method. Now let's try to log in again, but first we have to log out because we logged in already. Let's activate it and log out. All right, user logged out successfully. Now let's log in again. User name is user. The password is user, also user. please wait, login in progress, and we will wait 5 seconds, then log in successfully. Welcome, Nasr, user saved successfully. And that's how we can use the circle loading. I think there is some errors here. To fix it, for example, let's add here a new line, /n. Okay, Dart and log out, then login again. User, and the password is user. Please wait, login in progress. All right, now login successfully. Welcome, Nasr. Oh, sorry, welcome, user. Okay, now we learn how to create a new file inside our device, and how we are reading that file and getting the data from that file, and also we learn how to delete that file, and how to log in and enter or adding text field inside our tool, and how to get that text field string, and also we'll learn how to add a delay inside our method, and how to using the args package, and we learn how to use the flags also. So I don't want to make this session longer like it is, to make it easy to understand, and I hope you understand me, guys, and I hope you found this session useful. So that's it for today, and thank you so much, and I will be happy to answer for any questions inside the chat. So here we have my website. You can scan my QR code and follow me inside the you can follow me in GitHub and Twitter and Instagram. If you want this repo, or sorry, if you want this project, you will find it inside my GitHub account as a repo, a public repo. So please scan this QR code and open my GitHub account, and you will find this project in public repository. So thank you so much for listening and watching.
Thank you very much, Nasr.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for this great session, and I hope our attendees, our users, yeah, they are users. They are all mobile developers, so we can still say it's users.
I hope they can understand me. my English language is like you know.
No, it's good. You did great. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
I think we don't have any questions, but so thank you very much. We can end up now. Thank you very much, Nasr. Inshallah, we'll see you in another session.
Yeah, inshallah. مع السلامة.